All right, guys, I'm talking about joint ventures today. I absolutely love joint ventures. Um, since we've started implementing them in our business, we've seen a huge uptake in memberships and we've actually seen a decreased spend in our marketing. I think it's a real game changer. It's something that is a low hanging fruit for so many fitness businesses. You can benefit out of it personally, obviously with increasing memberships, but also being able to get free treatment from physios and chiros. Being able to eat for free. Get coffees for free, whatever it may be. It can definitely make you more money and really change your business and your outlook on business. So let's get into it. I absolutely love joint ventures. So what is a JV? When you hear about people saying JV, that is just a joint venture. So a joint venture is a business arrangement in which two or more parties agree to pool their resources for the purpose of accomplishing a specific task. This task can be a new project or any other business activity. So joint venture, very simply, is when you're going to work with another business for mutual benefit. So you both can win at the end of the day. And when you both do win, joint ventures are absolutely amazing. How do you start? So the best place to start is already within your community. So have a think about, people that that they don't have to be training at your gym, but just people that that own businesses or major part of businesses or might hold sway at sporting clubs, community centers, anything that's like a community or a business can be an awesome opportunity for a joint venture. So what you want to do is you want to create a list. So you probably don't write them down, probably get a Google spreadsheet, write their names and numbers. What you want to do, guys, is think of the 250 list, which we've seen that video. If you haven't watched our 250 list video, I want you to watch that again because that's absolutely gold to generate members for your club. But now you're going to be looking at those members that you've jotted down and you found that are now members at your club, but you're going to 250 list these people and work out if they can benefit from your database, which is your current members and what you do in the fitness industry, and then how can you benefit from them as well. So you create that huge list, who they associate with, what they do for work, and then you can start to see. Now, some things that you can always think about and things that you can give them is things like free training. You can give them money back if memberships join up. You can give them access to your database, like emailing on their behalf or adding them in your weekly email. You can give them a body transformation. You can literally say, I'm going to coach you for free to change how you look, how you feel. You can give them nutritional advice. You can give them gift vouchers to your gym. There's a whole facet of things. And I'm sure you guys will come up with some awesome ideas as well. But they're just a few there. So when you start, guys, always start with how can we help you best? Because you want them to really know that you are generally interested in them succeeding, okay? If they know that you really care for them and their business and you want them to succeed, then they'll do the same to you. But if you start off with, hey, can I put these flyers in and can you tell everyone about my business? They're going to be like, I don't know about that. But if you're like, hey, look, I own a gym up the road. How do you think you could benefit from, my gym and my database? What do you think the best way is, an ideal outcome for us, if we were to work together, would be for you? And really find out what they want, because if you start off that way, it's a lot softer approach and it'll open up to a coffee or a conversation where you can have a plan and see if a joint venture may work. But if you ask, they're often going to be not very receptive to that and not want to be a part or even help you because you're not going to give them anything in return. So at the start, guys, you want to think about the key things. What do both parties want? What do both organizations want? And write that down. So, a coffee shop might just want increased people in their coffee shop, and the gym wants increased members. So you work out a way that you can both achieve that. So then you work out what you can both offer, okay? And then you work out, what resources you guys have available so that you can work up those resources. And then what resources are required. Do you need to go purchase new signage? Do you need to, upgrade and do social media marketing together? What resources are going to be required within this joint venture? And then obviously, how do you both win? Okay, that's a huge thing. And then the expected return. So if you can have a return, and if you can actually have an expectation, then you can really track how you're going. So it's absolutely crucial that week to week, month to month, you should be getting 5 new members coming in with a card that's directly from that coffee shop because you've set up a joint venture there or whatever it may be. But at least you then have some deliverables that you can go off and keep track of. Guys, an example which I've been doing recently is talking to sporting clubs. And a lot of people think it's sponsorship, but in this, yes, you can definitely associate with sponsorship, but this is actually a complete joint venture. Okay, so I went to a local netball club and just asked them, how they would benefit from being associated with us and what they would want. And it honestly came down to them wanting to improve performance was key. But even above improved performance was they weren't doing very well with their cash flow. So they actually didn't want to increase their membership prices for their players, but they wanted more money and they wanted to be able to get new uniforms and all sorts of things. So they actually just wanted cash. So we came up with an idea that, and we obviously want to increase memberships as well. Like always, gyms want to grow and be profitable. So for us, it was just about getting the opportunity for people to try out our facility. So we offered a 28-day challenge for $197, and we agreed to split the revenue between us and the netball club. So the netball club absolutely promoted that, nuts, to be honest. They were sending out emails, they were encouraging people to do it because they knew they were going to directly benefit from money. So, if they had 10 people do the challenge, they'd get $1,000 and so on. So essentially, we got about 35 leads from that and had about 25 people come in. And so we gave them $2,500. We made $2,500. And then off the back of it, we had members join up as well. So it was a huge win for us and for the netball club too. So we were both really, really happy. And then we continued to build the relationship further. So I made sure that the club president was then on a discount at our facility. So they were always there. They were loving it because they're the head of that organization. We made ourselves a sponsor of their club. So we bought them 200 singlets that the girls could then wear around the local area, which is great for our marketing and branding. And the netball club also wins because the girls feel like they're getting something as well, and they're really happy with it too. And then we also came up with the idea to do a fortnightly lead generation stall at their game days. They have so many netball games going on at once. We set up a stall. We offer free supplements for any players. And while they're there, we have a chat to them and ask if they'd like to try out our gym. So it was an ongoing program. And when they did try it out, the netball club always got 50% back. So the netball players had this incentive to help their club to get fit, to be healthy. So the joint venture really, really worked. Now, this is one that I really would love for you guys to actually steal this model and implement it with any sporting clubs in your area. And I think it can really, really work. If you build that strong relationship with a key person at that club and they love your business and you're happy helping them and you always support them and ask how you can help them, the relationship works. So this is an example of a really good one and that went really, really well. Now, once they are up and running, guys, you've got to make sure that you have an agreement, you have a plan in place, all right? You've got to have your KPIs and targets. Make sure you're having meetings to build the relationship and know the exact conditions around the relationship. Who's handling the money? Is there any risk involved? Who's going to be holding the person accountable? And what's the expected return? Now, let's move on because I'm going to touch on these all a little bit more. We're going to look at some what to do if it doesn't work and then some tips and tricks. So if the joint venture doesn't work, guys, because we know that the joint venture, both parties have got to win. So you really need to make sure that, you're benefiting, your gym's benefiting, but that organization is also benefiting as well. And it's crucial that that's the case. If it doesn't, what you guys can do is you're going to have plans in these meetings where you're catching up every week or every fortnight. So making sure you're tracking on the KPIs and how's everything going so you can change the plan. You're not stuck. You're not locked into something, so you can change it. But if it's not working, before it ever gets toxic or you start to resent each other, just exit the venture. Thank them for the opportunity to work together. But, don't continue to work together if it's not working. It's just not worth it. You really need to make sure it does work and you're putting in the effort. Then all you need to do is just find another business. It could be an exact same business, but it might not have been working because the person within the business, whatever it is, or it can be a totally new business or new organization. Find another one, assess why the last joint venture didn't work, and then, reflect on that and see if it was you or if there's anything you need to improve on or if it just wasn't the right fit. And then just move on and continue to do it because joint ventures are obviously amazing and a great way to market and grow your business. So some tips and hints, guys. These are from some honest mistakes that we've made. We've tried to do some things where we haven't kept it so simple. So we've been like, we want 25% of every chiropractic fee that you get. And we want you to email us every week and tell us how many people you had. And then we had to try and track it and have access to, their booking system and everything like that. And it was honestly very, very messy when we'd have to then say, hey, you owe us X amount of money each week and things like that. So rather than do that, you set up with key parameters every single week that will be a certain amount of money, but they get access to your database. Keep things simple and make sure you have exact details of what it's going to be. You have a clear plan, you have clear tasks and deliverables and dates. Make sure you have dates. You treat it exactly like you would a staff member when you have dates and you have outcomes for things, because if there's no dates and outcomes, it really drags on. It's something that can take 48 hours to create and build like a quick, nice little joint venture coming up for the weekend, it might take you, months because neither of you take action. So always have a plan and document the times. Now you want to document it all, make it like a very formal agreement so it is an email and you both understand what you're entering into. Try not to ever have it as just a handshake agreement. You want to have it documented so if anything does go wrong or there is any disagreements, you can go back to the document and be like, hey, look, this is what we said on this date. It was X amount that we agreed on. Have weekly or fortnightly catch-ups with the individual or the business you're working with, and obviously look over the KPIs and review how it's going. Don't just let things drag on without touching base because you want to have this amazing relationship with them and you both want to be held accountable. Go above and beyond for them. If you can generate more leads or help their business, it's such an amazing feeling for them and they'll absolutely love you. And when someone's loving you, they're going to go above and beyond for you. So you should set the standard early and do amazing things for them. Make it really easy to be referred upon, okay? So whether it's a direct link that can be texted out, whether it's links in emails, whether it's a flyer with a really simple call to action like text this number. The more complex you make it, the harder it is for the JV to implement it, the other business. And if anything's hard, they'll make it a D-list task and they won't actually perform it. And when they're not performing it, then your company's not going to be put out in front of all these people and it just won't happen. And the JV, the joint venture, is going to really fall apart. So make sure it's very easy for it to be referred upon. Get involved, get them, involved in your community. So really try and make them, like the example of the netball president, really trying to get them in your gym, training, getting them an amazing transformation result or whatever they want to achieve with their goals. Because if you can do that, then it's going to go a long, long way in them truly believing in your business and referring to it as well. And then have specific times, when you can review, you can change, or you can cancel, okay? Obviously, you can do it at any time, but making sure you have review periods put into your agreement as well. Guys, that is it for joint ventures. I just want to say that they are an absolutely amazing thing. I'm sure some of you have some sporting clubs you're associated with or you're a part of. But if you really want to take it to the next level, you've got to get them training in your gym. You've got to build this amazing relationship. You've got to make it a formal agreement when you catch up very often and address things that are going well and things that are going bad. But guys, I want you to take this away, implement it, and enjoy getting new members in your gym with a very limited marketing spend because you're working together on a joint venture.